hit, ain't nobody gonna land on America, not even us.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lake of fire, right?
Yeah, but then after the fire
dies down,
it's just gonna be a desert, man.
Desert, yeah. Well, the ash is gonna block. You're gonna have nuclear winter over here too, because the ash is gonna block out the sun. Yeah, America's going, man. Well, the Lord's going to leave it as a memorial of what happens when a nation disobeys the Heavenly Father. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah. The same thing with Sodom. To this day, they don't even know where Sodom and Gomorrah was.
It was.
So America.
I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna do some research on Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot's wife. And just put some stuff together. Shake it up. See what happens.
Stir the pot.
Go ahead, bro.
That's it.
Revelation 18:9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and shall lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
When they shall see, meaning like the satellite. That's why you got the satellites in outer space.
Man,
they're gonna.
You might as well read that whole chapter, man.
Yeah, that's
Let's
true.
read that whole chapter.
That's true.
Yep.
Revelation
That's fire
18:1.
right there. That's fire right there.
And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen.
Now that's after the destruction of America, the destruction of this place.
Future tense.
Babylon is fallen. Go ahead.
And it's become the habitation of devils.
Yeah, the devils are those wild creatures.
Yep.
Desert scavenger.
Yeah.
Creatures.
And Isaiah 34, which you're about to read again, that breaks that down. Go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Now, in Isaiah 34, it tells you about the birds, the cormorant, and the bittern, and the screech owl, the eagle. Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of her. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Yeah, that's her philosophy, the American philosophy. All nations have partaken of it. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
Yeah, like China. Yeah. China actually got rich off the
manufacturing.
Yeah.
Because at one time, America was considered the #1 credited nation.
Yeah.
Where everybody owed them.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, the U.S. is considered the most #1 debtor nation.
Debtor nation, yeah.
Because they do everything based upon debt.
Yeah.
And your FRNs, which is your so-called dollar, your greenback, so to speak.
Yeah.
They're all based upon debt. There's nothing backing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, Japan got rich off America. The Honda.
Yeah, the Hondas, yeah.
Acura.
Yeah, because America was making them cheap-ass fucking cars that were plastic and would break, Chevys and Fords. And then Jake started buying, people in America started buying Japanese imports because they're good cars, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, a Japanese import, you can drive that thing for 350 miles, man.
Yeah.
And still be good. And the reason why you get rid of it because of the body, the old-fashioned body, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this Infinity, and that motherfucker went almost 300,000 miles, man.
Yeah, check
and
that
the
out.
engine was strong to the day I got rid of it, man.
Check that out.
You know?
Yeah, the Audi that went 315,000.
Wow, that's
Strong engine in that.
Strong engine, yeah.
Or that precept where
Strong
it says,
engine and transmission, you know?
yeah, where the Lord said in Isaiah 19, He has caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
The body just rust out before the engine and transmission.
Right? You know a good example of that precept? He have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof? The cars. The American cars. They just can't get it right. And that's that precept in Isaiah the 19th chapter.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. The cars.
A good example is the cars.
The cars are a major thing really around the world. Major in this country.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go in America, you're gonna have to have a car, man. You know how hard it is down here to find parking?
Yeah.
Because everybody and their mama got a car.
Got a car. Yeah.
Why? Because if you get on the train and go downtown, or go upstate or go where you go, it might be an hour, but you hop into a car, it might take you 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, you can get up and go 3 in the morning, get up and go where you want to go, man. Yeah. So that car, man, oil and gas, the invention of the car, man, and the invention of the plane, was the Most High gave them that technology any goddamn way, you know?
And that's why they're anybody that tries to get another form of fuel instead of the petrol, the American.
They'll kill. Yeah, yep.
I was watching the show probably about 4 years ago. These two Edomite college students, they made some invention that a car could run off of water.
Yeah.
The government swooped in, threatened. One of the dudes, like, he was threatened, our families was threatened, our lives were threatened. If they tried to produce this or sell this.
There was a couple of guys. There was one guy that came up with it. You can use regular tap water for fuel, and they killed the guy. Then there was somebody else that came up with an engine. That right there is worse than a cigarette, man. I'd rather have you smoke a cigarette than eat that stuff. But that's all right. That's all right, brother. That's all right.
You got swine?
Huh?
You got swine?
No, I don't got swine. Look at that. What color is that? That's some cosmic color from outer space, brother. I used to eat that when I was a kid, but that's all right. That's all right. But everything that we eat is poison, man. Everything that we eat is poison. The air that we breathe in is poison. You know?
The water we drink.
Yep.
You shall eat poison and live, as in the
That's it.
scripture.
What was I saying, man?
Damn.
You saying about the engines?
Somebody made an engine that can just ride off of the atmosphere. It just picks up the energy. And in our kingdom, the power is going to come from the elements, from the eons, man. You know?
You know this thing's a damn sham because you figure back in the 70s when you had the Pinto and those cars, they were getting 17 miles to the gallon then. Now in this day and age with all this computerized, computer systems and high efficiency, flex fuel, they're still getting 17 miles to the gallon. So it's a bunch of bullshit. Let me continue on. Revelation 18:4. And I heard
the Honda Civic, the smaller one that you can get, and that was back in the 80s, you can get 50 miles to the gallon. And you can't even, I remember I was trying to buy one, you can't even buy one because nobody's going to sell this shit, man. They'll keep putting the engine in there, rebuild the engine, because you got off of gas, 50 miles a gallon, man.
I had a little 3-cylinder Subaru, Justin.
Oh yeah.
That thing went forever. I put $20 in that thing, it lasted me over 2 weeks.
Wow, that's
a 3-cylinder engine.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yep.
18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues."
Yeah, that's the elect. The elect of the nation of Israel. When Yahweh Shai takes them up out of here. A good scripture
it
for that.
doesn't say leave the system.
Yeah.
That's what they used to know. You got to leave. You got to leave.
They were breaking it down.
Free doctrine. You got to go to Israel, man. You got to go to Egypt.
Yeah, good scripture.
If you over here in America, you're going to get hit. No. It's talking about an angel saying, come up hither, and we're going to be beamed up. Because why? The fulfillment of
1 Thessalonians?
Well, that's one in Psalms 91.
In Psalm 91.
Only what our eyes shall be behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Yeah.
So how are we going to be in another country unless we're watching on TV?
Yeah.
It says we're going to be up in them ships watching down as the missiles drop.
Yeah.
And it said we're going to be in fear. And we're going to give glory to the Most High.
Yeah.
Now, if Nate is beamed up, guess what? He ain't going to be praising Christ.
No.
He'll be praising. You'll see everybody else say, oh, Yahweh Shem, and he'll be saying the same damn thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's just like the Israelites when they were delivered through the Red Sea. They were afraid as they were walking through the Red Sea, and they were praising the Heavenly Father.
It's dreadful. You know what I'm saying? To imagine that.
Oh yeah.
Walls of water.
Walls of water is higher than those buildings probably. Then they saw the Egyptians going through the same path, and then the waters came. Now how can the people say God is all love? Well, you know how
that's racism, man.
Man, to drowning that's a terrible death, man. Drowning.
And they found them chariots down there too, man.
Because it really happened.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, like the American government, their sins have reached unto heaven. They're the biggest drug dealers on the planet Earth. The so-called American government, that's the biggest drug dealer on the planet Earth, man. I mean, the bankers are the biggest drug dealers.
The biggest sin of all, there's many sins, but homosexuality, that's in the country, goes homo, ain't no turning back, they got to go. Okay? That's some foul ass shit, brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I see two men, making, kissing and filling up on each other, man, I might want to kick both of their asses, man. Or beat them to death. But if you do that, Esau will lock you up.
Yeah.
They like that Hamite out there. I don't know where exactly it was. he was a faggot. They beat
Oh
him
yeah,
down.
they
They put that tire on him.
yeah, they
set
call
him
it
on
what they
fire.
call it. They neck. What do they call that shit? They neck. To put a necklace on.
Yeah.
I think it's
Then they call it
Uganda.
African necklace.
He
When they
was
take
trying
a
to-
tire and put it around your neck and they burn that tire and they burn you. They beat that dude down
Yeah.
and he was fighting. It was on YouTube for a while.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he got so tight he couldn't fight no more.
Yeah.
And cops would pass him by, they would slow down and it must be a faggot. The cop would keep going. And the dude couldn't move no more. Then they were still beating the shit out of him and burning his ass. Then he just stopped moving.
Yeah. And then
Nope.
set that tire on fire.
And and the cardboard and the wood and all that. And you know what? That's back when we used to say, well, those are Hamites. Them were Israelites, man.
Uganda, I think it was.
Well, those are Israelites.
Yeah, since
The Indian people, right?
Huh?
People from India.
No, they were black Africans. Black Africans, yep.
yeah, like America created the CIA. The CIA, man, you know how much wickedness they do. A good movie for that is The Good Shepherd.
I already knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, they get together behind closed doors and they pee on each other. And men get around, butt naked, dancing, grabbing each other's rods, popping one another, peeing on themselves. That's the most sick, sick. Because this is a sick individual, man. A sick nation.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick? Yeah, Donald Trump, he just set up the head of the CIA. It's a woman. It's like a groundbreaking history. They set a first woman over the CIA. Her name is Gina Haspel. But she was
Yeah, I heard about that
responsible.
bitch. Yeah, she was
She was
behind
a
it.
terrorist, man.
Yeah,
She's a
yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
She was torturing people
Yeah.
over there in
Yeah,
Thailand.
she was behind all that shit. Yep.
So when they come down on Jake, man,
Well, she's perfect CIA material. That's what they want. That's
right in.
that's the yeah. She fit right in.
Jake's out here gonna get jacked up, man.
They show you how ruthless.
Want to ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, study it.
Right here. We right here. When we come out here, man. We don't have no school. We don't got no place, nah.
Temple.
No temple, no. This is the temple, wherever we go. That's spiritual, man.
Y'all be here every Saturday.
Every Saturday. Yep, that's it.
1 Corinthians 3, read the temple.
Yeah, that's it.
316, I think it is. 36.
Yeah, so that's what the scripture means. Her sins. Well, that's just some examples of her sins reaching unto heaven. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5, verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
Did the white man, so-called white man, lead us into captivity?
Oh,
So
yeah.
now they got to go into captivity.
right.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it, man. You got to pay for your iniquities, man.
In the cup what she has filled to her double. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Yeah, that's America.
So much torment and sorrow give her.
That's going to come in the form of the missiles and the chariots. The Lord, when He comes back with those so-called UFOs, those chariots, a good movie that illustrates that is War of the Worlds. With Tom Cruise. Now they tell you it's the little green men from Mars. It ain't little green men from Mars. It's the Lord and the angels.
I read in Revelation that they have 4 faces.
Well, about the
Those are
angels, yeah. So the Lord and the angels gonna come in something called so-called UFOs, which are really the chariots of the Lord. And the scripture for that is 2 Kings 2:12. You had Elisha, the understudy of Elijah, when he saw the so-called UFO, he said, my father, the chariots of Israel. Now in slavery, the slaves used to sing, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. There were no planes back then, so what were they singing about?
And they didn't just sing one song about the chariots. They sung another one, She'll be coming around the mountain. There was a lot of songs, yeah. They sung a lot of biblical, they sung a lot of biblical songs, man.
So our people always knew that, even back in slavery, they knew that the so-called UFOs were what's the word I'm looking for? They were akin to them. They were connected to them. Unlike the so-called white man, like scripture says, the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. That proves that the so-called white man's a heathen, because he called it a UFO. He said, what is that? What is that? But we, in slavery, we call it chariot. Swing low, sweet chariot.
And we're looking, another thing, prophetically too, because we're looking for them UFOs to cover them skies, to be a lot more open UFO sightings, you know? They happen every day, but what happens is Esau leaves it hush-hush. They don't put on the regular news.
Yeah,
So you got people on YouTube that are snapshots. I got a free. Then you got motherfuckers saying, "Oh, that's fake. That's fake." You know, I seen UFOs, man. They real.
Yeah, hey, Ark, wasn't you there with the brothers?
No, I
All them
wasn't there.
chariots?
Rapal, Yarzi, and the brothers was up there.
Oh, okay, you wasn't up.
Yeah.
Oh, you was down here already.
Yeah, I think I was down here already.
Yeah, the brothers were speaking up there. And
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah.
I didn't see nothing. I gotta watch it again, man.
I seen something real quick.
Probably about 6 years ago, we was out there in Boston. This chariot, you see clear as day, big ball of fire, came up and stopped. It sat there, then it started going real slow, and this eater like, oh my God, what is that? And it was all shook up.
Well, just like on 34th Street,
34th and 7th,
a bunch of UFOs came out years ago before we got on YouTube.
Yep.
And the UFOs arranged itself into a bow and an arrow.
Wow.
So people get nervous, Edomites, and they were kind of get, what's going on? And I say, these UFOs come to get your ass, man. The nigga woman was out there, she was all in order, she kind of get all humble.
I got a precept to go with that.
Hey, but wait a minute. Every time the so-called UFOs come to get Esau, it's always to fuck their ass up. I wonder why.
Right.
Abduct them and beat them up. Go ahead.
There's a precept right here.
You about to bust, brother. You about to
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 5 verse 1. It says, about the same time Antiochus or Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt, and it happened that through all the city for the space of almost 40 days there was seen horsemen running in the air and clothed of gold and armed with lances like a band of soldiers.
Those are UFOs, so-called UFOs, right?
And there weren't horses giddy up in the sky.
Those were chariots, man.
Those were chariots, man.
Displaying power.
Yeah. Because the reason why it says horse, the horse represents power, like a horsepower.
But the thing about that is they was out there for a month and 10 days, man. Now you get up the next morning, you hope it goes away. I think it says that, and they still out there, doing maneuvers and shit.
It says, and troops of horsemen in array, encountering and one against another, with shaking of shields and multitudes of spikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments and harnesses of all sorts.
You mean to tell me Esau don't know about that history? During the Alexander the Greek? You don't know about that?
Remember we did a video years ago when we first got on YouTube. It might have been 2009, and we went into the history of UFO sightings through the history of the world.
Oh yeah.
Man, they were giving them dates and all that.
Yeah.
Back in the Greek Empire, during the time of Columbus, during the time of Yahushua, during the time of during the time of Moses, when he received them laws, it came from the head ship.
Yeah, the chariot.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Pastor, they got this thing on Wikipedia. It gives you a list of chariot sightings. They have one during the time of the Egyptian Empire. That was when.
Well, we went through that.
Yeah,
we went through that. We went through the whole history of all, because Esau keeps records. That's why you think that was Ptolemy's son, I believe. He set up the not Soda. It was his son, which is Philadelphia. He set up the library at Alexandria, Egypt. And they said all the people, all the scholars from around that region, they used to go, and everything was in scrolls.
Educated there.
Hey, too, they said too, 70 AD there was chariot sightings in 70 AD.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was in the records too.
Yep.
Oh, and then when you type in UFOs in art, they give you a lot of different paintings with a bunch of different chariots, all in there.
Yeah.
And they show you men in like vehicles in the heavens flying by. So the information is out there. You know this guy Jimmy Carter, before he became a president, when he was, I think, governor or whatever it was, he said that he saw an actual chariot, an actual UFO.
I remember that.
And then when they pretty much briefed him, they told him don't ever mention that again. And he never spoke about it again throughout his whole presidency.
And they had him like come out and they made mockery of it. They had like a little alien come out and this is what he saw, and they made flight of it.
I saw an article with President Nixon. Him and Jackie Gleason was kind of close with each other. And Jackie Gleason, because they was playing golf. They was playing golf in Miami, Florida. He asked me, "Hey, have you ever seen any kind of UFOs, any kind of space intelligence?" Now, Jackie Gleason was heavy to drink because he could contain this liquor. But they said that you give
Irish, black Irish.
You give Nixon a couple of shots, he started running over at the mouth. So that's what he did. He caught his motorcade over and took Jackie Gleason to a place where he said Jackie Gleason said he saw, this is from Jackie Gleason's wife, said he saw space creatures and like they had like dead aliens and also spacecrafts from some sources that they have gathered, you know. So he said that
that's Nixon talking, right?
Yeah, that's Nixon telling Jackie Gleason, and Jackie Gleason's wife is telling their account, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? As far as them having any collection of chariots, that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
That's just some Esau's bullshit.
Yeah. Man, if them chariots,
Area 51.
if them chariots crash,
do an autopsy on a fucking alien. Some skinny, gray-looking, funny-looking motherfucker
with a big head, big eyes.
Hey, when the scriptures tell you in Ezekiel the 1st chapter that they're the color of amber.
Yeah.
You know what? They're brown-skinned men. You know, so how in the hell are they gonna be gray and the scriptures call them brown?
hey, if the chariot can crash, then we're in trouble. That's what's supposed to get the electric.
That's one of their chariots. A lot of them UFOs are from them too. They got
from
high
them,
technology, man.
Nazis.
They got the Nazis. The Nazis. You remember what the Nazis had?
Yeah.
I had to bring that in.
Hey,
the wise men team of the Germans, right? The wise men team of the Germans.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, if that was the case, if they were able to do that, then how come that one video with the chariot that was coming through and the laser tried to shoot it down, it took off before even this laser was shot out, you know?
I saw that too.
But that's some bad shit right there.
Hey, the scripture said that they move like it, brother. The scripture said that they move like lightning. You know, and they don't turn.
They can disappear, reappear. They can grow. They can shrink down to a pin of the head of a pin needle. Fuse. Yep. They can two of them can come together.
They can defy gravity.
One can grow and turn into 5.
Yeah.
So Esau, you gonna get your fucking ass kicked royally, man. Royally, man.
That's right. Hey, well, to back up Pastor Tar.
Hey, go in the water. Yep.
Yeah, what was the brother reading? He was reading about how the angels put on the display. For,
and that's why they did it, to show off.
To show
so
the
we
power.
can show you what we can do.
Yeah.
You fucking devils.
I got another precept.
Well, Esau like to, wait a minute, you got the so-called Russians, they got that military day. They put their, when they put their weapons on.
Show off their military gear.
Yeah, so if Esau can do that,
well,
how
this
much more?
devil Trump is, I want to do that too.
He said he's gonna do that. He said he's gonna put up a military parade.
Man, you know what, man? I wish he does it, man.
Well, he did a speech just not too long ago about militarizing space.
Yeah, Space Force.
U.S. Space Force. Yep.
U.S. Space Force.
Which pretty much is just a continuation of everything the other so-called presidents did.
Right. That's it.
What scripture come to mind? Revelation 12.
Oh yeah, con.
War in heaven.
Revelation 12. Yep. Hey, because that's Esau's angels. Esau's angels is his military, his planes, his helicopters.
Well, it's something you always bring out. The movie
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, because at the end, when they were just pretty much outnumbered, you know, Tom Hanks was hit, you know, and he said they heard the planes over them, and Matt Damon said, "Be something whatever," and he said, "No, those are angels over our shoulders." You know, because that's Esau's angels. That's his power. Because angels are known for what? Their power. You know they can fly, right? That's the Most High's power, the angels. So Esau's power or his angels are those his weaponry. The stealth bombers and the disc bomber and the
fighter planes jets,
and all that.
Stealth,
you know?
like you said, stealth.
And that's why it says it's going to be a war in heaven. You know, because those military men are going to actually be fighting.
Vocab don't know that.
Yeah. And they're going to turn and try to fight against the Lord, and the Lord's going to go.
Well, the scriptures say the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to fight.
That's right.
Because they're going to be afraid at first. When they, like what you just read about how the angels put on a raid, they're going. When Esau see that, they're going to be afraid. But the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to fight.
That's right. I have another precept.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. It says, and when he came, and when they came down to him, Elisha prayed to the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness, and he smote them with blindness according to the words of Elisha.
Yeah.
But that was going into that it was all kind of chariots in the skies during the time of Elisha too. You know? So it's all kind of accounts of chariots being in these scriptures, man. And Esau looking at these chariots as being UFOs and little green men, you know, with big heads.
Because they're the devil. The word devil means deceiver. That's how they deceive the people.
Forges and lies.
But the chariots, we're here to tell you as prophets of the Lord, because we know the secret, we know the mystery. We're here to tell you they're not little green men from Mars.
Right.
They're the angels and the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father.
That's right. Hey, those are the strongholds that they have. And they still to this day are still denying that. They're still to this day trying to cover that up. Because they know that eventually that's what's going to bring their power down. That's what Yahweh said in Isaiah 47, I will not meet thee as a man. Because when he comes back this time, he's coming in his full power.
Yeah, with
full
those chariots.
power.
Matter of fact, matter of fact, bring out Acts, the first chapter. Because it was a chariot that came and got Yahushua and took him back to the heavens.
We brought that out earlier.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Read that again.
Hey, so he's coming in power to sit on his throne. You know, when the king sits on the throne, that means that they conquered another country or another nation. He's coming back to destroy these nations.
Revelation 19 and 10. Hold that.
He said he's a king of kings and lord of lords.
He's gonna wear a lot of crowns.
Yeah, because he's gonna because this world is ruled by many, but the world to come is going to be ruled by few. You know, beginning with Yahushua and the elect of the nation of Israel.
Pass right here. You don't have a question.
I got it. Okay.
Yahushua, he's gonna have like the biggest chariot, right?
Yeah, well, Ezra said.
Yeah.
We'll read that. We'll read that.
Mountain.
I got it right here.
You got Acts?
Yeah, I got X.
Yeah, bring out
Acts
Acts.
first.
Because a chariot actually came and got Yahushua, and the angels told the disciples that.
I'm going right to the point, all right? This is Acts chapter 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Yeah, that cloud was a chariot. You go in the book of Psalm 104, I think it's the 3rd verse. It says, who maketh his clouds his chariots. So sometimes when you read a cloud, sometimes it's talking about a chariot, so-called UFO, because they look like clouds. So a cloud came and got who?
Yahushua.
A cloud came and got Yahushua. Go ahead.
It reads on. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven,
Because there had to be a hell of a sight. Steadfastly, I mean, they were gazing.
Gazing up like looking like, oh.
They're like, whoa,
There was
man.
an awe.
Yeah, go ahead.
it says, beautiful.
Yeah.
It says, and while they looked steadfastly towards heaven,
Just like now, if a chariot were to come now, in its full, man, people would be looking up like, whoa. Yeah. Go ahead.
it says,
How many weeks did they get to
it says, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel.
Yeah, those two men, those were angels. Go ahead.
It says, which also said, ye men of Galilee,
Yep.
why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Right.
This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven,
Right.
shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
So that proves he's coming back in those chariots.
Come back in the chariot.
You got to. He was taken up in the chariot. He's coming back in the chariot.
We got
And
the
a quick
account
precept, I got a
right
precept
here.
on that.
It's going to be majestic, man. It's going to be majestic.
This is Revelation 11.
Well, that's why. I'm sorry. That's why the
brother.
scriptures say all eyes shall see him, because when he comes with their chariots, it won't be denied. It'll be such a spectacular sight that people will be like, "What the hell is that?"
It can't be hidden.
Another good one is Isaiah 52 verse 13 or 53 verse 13.
And we believe this, man.
Definitely.
You know, we ain't just man. Let me tell you something. We believe.
Well,
this.
that's why certain guys fall off. They get disenchanted because they never believed. They lost faith. And some guys kept the faith. You know?
And we're the prophets, man. We're the men the Lord Yahweh through His Son Yahushua is dealing with, man.
Because if it's not us, where they at? Where they at?
Right.
Where they at?
On the planet Earth, baby.
Yeah.
We, and I say this in humility, but I say this in sincerity and truth. We're the people that the Lord is dealing with, man.
Yeah.
The Lord, the Heavenly Father Yahweh through His Son Yahushua.
Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud.
Yeah, that
and
cloud.
the enemies beheld them.
Yeah, that cloud's a chariot. The enemies beheld them. Our enemies, if we, they're gonna see the elect being taken into, just like Yahushua, Yahushua was taken into the cloud.
They seen him going up.
And they seen him going up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Simple, man.
simple.
Go ahead, bro. That's it?
That's it on that.
I got that's the account him being taken up, and it's the account of him coming back, man. You got 2 Corinthians 13?
Oh, you got it?
Before you go to that one, give me that one in, I believe it's Isaiah 52 verse 13.
I got it right here. And then it also tells you that in Habakkuk, the third chapter.
Oh, that's Isaiah 52. That's good.
We'll read that too.
My favorite chapter.
Isaiah chapter 52 verse 13. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. As many were astonished at thee, his visage was so marred more than any man.
Yeah, that's the hour job.
And his form.
And you know what people Yeshua used to teach? That Yahushua wasn't a good-looking man. No, that was talking about when they whipped him.
Yeah.
They cut his face. They cut his face up, man. You know. So he was marred. Marred meaning cut.
Yeah.
And his form more than.
That's why in the kingdom when we see that, but he gonna bring back that body that was crucified and whipped. They gonna bring it. That's powerful, man. He gonna take his glorified body. He gonna take it off, and they gonna get that body from 2,000 years ago, put it on him. And all of us are going to start weeping and crying, man.
Yeah, more than
about that.
Yep. And then we're going to feel ashamed for the sins that we committed.
Oh,
yeah.
And then you're going to throw that body. Okay, I'll show you that body. Let me get the real body back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, that's to show the love that he endured that stuff for us. Because he didn't have. I mean, he did it for himself too, but he really did it for us. Otherwise, he would.
It was all set up in the spirit
That's
anyway.
right.
That's another thing vocab don't understand.
Right.
That's why when you ask vocab about reincarnation, he don't know how to deal with it, man. See, a lot of Bible scriptures are answered when you put reincarnation into the mix.
Yeah.
And none of them. I'll say this: not one Christian church, whether it be Baptist, Methodist, not one of them, not one theological seminary, not one so-called Christian church, Anglican church, Roman Catholic, whatever, not one of them teach reincarnation in the scriptures.
That's right. And it's a big piece of the puzzle. Oh, yeah. You understand
Even
that?
if you give it to them, they can't see it.
They can't see it.
It says, so shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him. For that which hath not been told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider.
Yeah, because they're teaching that if he come back, he's a white man.
Yeah.
Like the Renaissance art tell you.
Yeah.
And when he come back, he coming for all nations.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen. He's only going to beam up Israelites and Edomites and other nations. He's going to destroy them.
Yeah. Right. And the waves coming back, the so-called UFOs, because they've told the world it's little green men from Mars. But
and that's mockery, man.
It's making mockery there.
And that's why ultimately Esau is going to be exterminated. He's the only nation, and you read that in the Bible dictionary. He's the only nation, and Esau knows this. He's the only nation that's not promised any mercy. So ultimately, they're going to be done away with.
They're the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. You know, the Most High created them to be destroyed, to show the world how to be wicked and the reward for being wicked.
That was his job. Why you need him anymore, man?
Yeah, he's obsolete.
Fuck you need him anymore, man? To be in a museum? We can taxidermy his ass, a couple of them, and put him. That's the average Edomite family.
Yeah.
You know, a year before the missiles hit. You know.
Possible. And in the War of the Worlds, the original one in 1952, they had the priest coming off feeble to the chariot.
Yeah.
And the chariot zapped him.
Because he was coming in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, that's it was
and the
crazy.
chariot said, "What?"
He came, Muhammad trying to read the scriptures.
Then he gonna put up a cross. He had the Bible and the cross. Yeah, and the chariot.
Boom!
Zapped his ass.
I was like, oh shit.
He should have came with the name Yahushai. Then the
He
chariot
got zapped, then he got there.
I'm just being, being sarcastic.
How about some now? Bam! Well, I said the right name, but you wasn't the right person. You wasn't the right nation.
That should be funny.
Hey, go ahead, brother.
That second war of the world was happening, beating into powder.
Yeah, the lady was running.
Beating the powder, yeah.
She was running all scared. Then she noticed that.
You know what she did? They completely dehydrated it.
Yeah.
You know, when you completely dehydrated, where you think they get salt from? They get salt from the salt sea, and the salt is in there, but you got to take a certain amount of water and let all the water evaporate, then you got salt left. But that's what happened, man.
Wow.
When you lick yourself, you're sweat. It's salty, man.
In the same movie, the first one...
Salt is electrolytes.
First one you mentioned, there's a scene where they ran into the church towards the end of the movie. They saw the sanctuary in there, and there was a stained glass window.
Black icon.
Of Yahweh Shai, so-called black man, white woolly afro.
That was the original one.
That's in the
so
original
Esau
one.
knew back then in the 50s that the Lord was a so-called black man.
That's what back in the 30s they made that parody of was it Green Pastures, when they had like it was supposed to be a joke, but it was the Most High. But you know they showed the truth, but every time they show the truth they got to make some kind of mockery or some kind of
basically this this is a big joke. This is not true.
I mean, it was 1933 I think or 34.
Something like that.
But
you know who used to love that movie? Is Shia, man. He must have saw it like 150 times. Shia used to come around. He used to quote from different. He loved that movie. But we saw it all together in the class, and we got all into it, man.
But it just shows you.
It made me kind of mad though, because they was talking and they making mockery of the Lord.
But you know what? That's a proverb in the Bible. That's what we were reduced to. But that's all right. Now we're on the come up, and they going down.
So Esau, what he does is he always shows you things, and he always puts it out there in movies or in books. He always puts the truth out there, but he puts it out there for the ones that are in the know. They gotta, like we were talking about the movie Noah, and we saw it. The people in the audience, they were all, I didn't know that happened. I didn't know rocks. And they had rocks building the ark. And we're looking at it, we said, man, this is some bullshit, man. But the average person don't know why, because they don't read the scriptures, man.
That's it.
And then vocab in them is finding out they really don't know the scriptures.
You know what the ultimate was? When Tubal Cain snuck on the ark.
We were ready to leave. We were ready to fucking leave.
Came through a hole.
He doesn't know.
Say again?
He cut a hole in the side of the ark. That was the worst, man.
And then he was eating the animals, eating the lizards.
Didn't they say that came out of the Kabbalah?
Actually, that's him.
Like that,
No, that was Tubal Cain, which is. Hold up, that was the Cain.
Well, that's Esau. That proves he's the devil. He can't help himself. He's the devil. He's created to lie, man.
Every movie that he come out with dealing with the Lord, they always got Edomite actors. Why? Because that's racism, man.
With English
that's
accent.
fucking racism.
It is.
Yeah, Edomite.
But then they call us fucking racist. I said, wait a minute. All the movies that you made about Christ, what color is Christ? Well, we're not. Look, what color? Hey, like if we go on them shows, we'll have to curse him out, man. What color was Jesus according to the Bible, man?
That's right. Answer, devil.
Yeah, it's devil.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 18.
Yeah.
God's Israel like fire. She's like a
that was Revelation 1.
1 and 15, 1:16. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
He was like a
He was reading Isaiah 52, right?
No, I wasn't.
We finished that, right?
Yeah, I had a precept.
Go ahead, bring it
This
on
is
out.
Job, because you said Esau puts it in your face, what he wants to do. This is Job chapter 20, verse 12. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth.
Yeah, there's philosophy.
Yep. And then when you go to Psalm 64, it tells you that their tongue gonna fall on themselves, man.
Yeah.
So the reason why we know about the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, because there's certain Edomites that was on it, just like Gina Blue. She's going into everything that Nate and them do.
Right.
Well, you got Edomites that are coming out saying what the Rothschilds do, and the super elite.
Harry Rosenthal, whatever his name was.
Yep.
Yeah,
They killed him.
Howard Rosenthal, he was coming out saying that they worship the devil.
Well, that's why they killed him.
He said the same thing. The God of the God of the Masons is Lucifer, which means the brothers of light. But he didn't,
You said Albert Pike. Now down in Washington, they talk about taking down statues because this guy Andrew Jackson was a racist. He was an Indian killer. He had slaves. We got to take. They ain't mentioning nothing about this guy Albert Pike, and this guy set up the KKK.
Yeah.
That's right. He was the founder of the KKK. And he was a Mason, Freemason, and he worshipped. Say he was and he had a newspaper that he used to be he was a columnist in the newspaper. He used to show and he used to give Edomite certain ways of how to deal with Jacob, how to fuck them over, how to deal with them when they so-called get out of line. What to do to them.
Well, what's the dude? The letters. The dude from Jamaica.
Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch letters. Yeah, he was the one. See, you know what Esau was doing up here in America? They were, for the most part, letting Jake get away with murder. So they had to realize that, wait a minute, because you know what? They think they're Christians. Well, we ain't supposed to hit them. So Willie said, no, you got to beat him. You got to do this. You got to fuck him up.
Yeah.
You know?
So it was Thomas Thistlewood. You brought out Derby's Dose, and we did research on it, and that got me mad, man. Derby's Dose. They did Derby real bad. Derby was the slave. That was his name. And they gave him a dose of punishment. Thomas Thistlewood.
That's another video right there. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
And there's so many ideas to make videos, man. You know?
What they did with Derby's Dose Apostle, he was in the fields cutting down sugar cane, and he got hungry. So what he did was ate a piece of sugar cane, but what they did was they beat him. Thomas Thistlewood beat him and put he whipped and put lime juice, pickle juice.
Well, you know what? They gonna pay, man.
And also that ain't the half.
I forgot about that.
Took bird's pepper, put it in the wounds, and then had another slave defecate in his mouth and sealed his mouth.
Oh yeah, sealed his
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Hey, well, you know what, man? That now Vocab was one of them slave masters.
Yep.
Because he got G Consonant hung on up there as Toby.
Right. and Jay the producer.
Yeah, you know the video. Yeah, Jay the producer is the biggest Tom. You know, we give Gina Blue, I was gonna say Gina Bell, Gina Blue, we give her a pass because she's a woman. You know, she don't know no better.
Yeah.
The women do things based upon emotions. But you, Jay the producer, man, you gotta be one of the new coons on the planet Earth. You know?
Yeah, well, he told Vocab, he said, we're going to have to talk about that behind the scenes.
Yeah, because because Esau would do that, man. Esau would test you, you know?
Yeah, to see how far you can go.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they do certain shit. Yeah. That's why when I was up there in Mass, them crackers, they get pushed around by them crackers. Look, I ain't from up here, man. Right. You know, and the shit that he did, I stepped on. I said, I'll shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? We spiritual men, but I was ready to fuck his ass up. You know, excuse my language. You know, and then he like quickly backed off. He said, yeah, he must not be around.
Jake, Esau do a lot of shit to Jake. There's videos on it. There was one Jake with his women, and Edomite was talking shit, and the big Jake lost it and pounded that Edomite, man. The Edomite didn't do shit. There's all kind of videos on that, man. Yeah. Esau ain't no fucking
tough guy.
He ain't no tough guy, man. If he was, who taking over the UFC? Jake.
Yeah.
You know? The boxing arena. Who's knocking him the fuck out? Esau can't compete with Jake, man.
Well, one people shall be stronger than the
She's
other.
a nigga any day.
Conqueror is a straight up nigga.
Well, what did the Lord say? One people shall be strong, two nations shall be in thy womb, one people shall be stronger than the other.
And so all you could do, message the vocab, all you could do is get ready for slavery, unless you happen to be an Israelite, which I don't believe that you're an Israelite, and I pray that you are Edomite, and I pray that you be my slave. Because I'm gonna put it to you, man.
Stick it to you.
I'm stick it to you. I want you, Dr. James White, the Edomite, and Joshua White. You're a new guy, but I want you anyway, man.
I want that dude, John Wood, James Wood, whatever his name is.
You can have him. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want that devil.
I'm gonna teach him. I'm gonna teach him a lesson or two about putting on.
His kind you keep out in the field.
I'm gonna put him in a dungeon with nothing but fire ants, and let's keep him down there.
Okay.
You know?
All right, hey, bro.
That's gonna be his punishment. Red fire ants from Mississippi.
Yeah.
The ants that be tearing your ass up.
The scripture said we're gonna meditate terror.
Isaiah 33:18.
Yeah.
So we're doing that now. We meditate terror.
Africanized bees. Put them in the place with them.
I see you gonna be a nice guy, man.
Nah, man. Africanized bees. Put them in there and said, torture him, man. I mean, real bad, man.
Man, I'm gonna have my own arena, and I'm gonna get up in the morning. My workout is gonna be kicking Edomite's heads off.
Well, King Amaziah, you had to mention him, but he went off, but his thing was pushing them off the mountains. Amaziah.
Vlad Tepes.
Yeah, Vlad Tepes.
I'm gonna get Vlad Tepes on him.
Hey, we as creative as we could get now, in the kingdom we're gonna be far more creative.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You know, because our whole makeup is gonna be changed. We're gonna, man.
Well, we'll have enough time. We'll have nothing but time to figure out how can I torture my slaves today.
Beat them swollen. You know, beat them to the point where he says his whole body is fat and swollen.
But you can beat them to death, and then bring you can see the spirit go in the heavens, and you can say nope, bring him back, heal him, beat his ass some more.
Yeah, you don't even
Because
have
it's
to.
not going to be good for you, Esau.
Oh, hell no.
It's not going to be good for you, man.
Hey, you don't even have to lift up the whip. You put the spirit on the whip, it can jump up and do its own whipping. The whip.
You can put it in the mind that he gets whipped. Ain't nothing whipping him, but he feels like he's getting whipped. You don't have power over the mind.
Yeah, when he's sleeping,
You
go
gonna be
into his
running
dream.
and whipped. They like stigmata. Stigmata they have, man. They're gonna get up in the morning to go to work, to slave, and they'll have whip marks on them.
Yeah.
And they wonder, well, who the fuck? They had a dream that they got whipped, and they woke up. Now that's true because my woman be having dreams that she'll get hit with something, and then she'll get up and there's a mark here, man.
Look at that.
That goes into stigmata.
They show you that the Golden Child when Eddie Murphy was in a dream with Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, that's it. That's
He
it.
got up and the shit was
That's it. That's it. And Saddam Hussein was who? Esau.
Yeah, he was Esau.
You know
They made him look just like Esau.
Brother
the crazy
Newsom.
thing, Apostle? Well, I had a dream when I was 17, throughout my whole childhood, that somebody was chasing us in the car, and somebody went like this, and I felt like a chop right here on my neck, and I woke up, and then a year later, I got shot in my neck and face.
Wow.
I had that dream, man. I had that dream throughout my childhood. Then I felt he went like this, and I felt like a hit right here. And I was like, and I woke up like, oh. And then a year later, right here, shot my face and neck. I'll never forget that, man.
Yeah.
And when they look, Edomite doctor, the East Indians, Edomite, no, they're gonna help, it's gonna close by itself.
Yeah.
Big, I stuck my finger in the hole.
I had a trach in order. I was like talking like
Yeah, my shit was in there for 5 days. Yeah, check that out.
So
I was in there for 5 days, brother. That motherfucker closed.
Yeah.
Then they told me you gotta come back next week. We gotta check on. Now I went back. Then they said, well, you gotta come back. I said, man, fuck that. I'm good, man, you know?
Yeah.
She done fucking closed up on me, you know?
Outside.
Yeah, I was talking to that, man. That was something I went through, man. That put a lot of fear in me, man. I was like, man, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I became a hermit. I stopped doing a lot of things, man.
Yeah, well, certain things humble you. And like all these scoffers, right? Guys that came up under us, we gave them this truth and love and brotherhood, and they talking shit about us. I mean, they slowing down for the most part, because they see we really ain't budging. No matter how much scoffing you do, we're gonna still push this word, man.
Yeah, got one on there now.
Well, what is he gonna do if we cut all our sights? He's gonna kill himself.
He's gonna kill himself.
You know?
Blow what little brains he got left clean out of his head.
Go ahead.
This is
In the
Hebrews,
spirit.
Hebrews 10,
I'm talking about him doing it to himself.
Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
Yeah, it is.
And then I got one more. This is 2 Corinthians
5, one of my favorites.
5 and
One of my favorites, Junior.
5 and 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trust also are made manifest in your consciences. All right, so that was it on that.
Sakaran.
Yep.
You can tell them we'll start coming down.
All right. Hey, because
you know what? You don't even have to move your car to pick them up, because you got a bunch of cars. Just have them pull guys up and make double trips and shit. You know?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you know, the Most High is the one that controls everything that's going on down here. You know, so whenever you see something evil going on, it's the Most High that did it. You know, so all of this stuff is controlled by the Most High. That's why I said it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power. You know, because don't nothing go down unless the Most High sanction it. You know, he even said a sparrow don't fall to the ground unless he sanctions it. So if you see a bird that dies or falls or crashes into a tree or a building, that was the Lord that caused that bird, because it was the Lord wanted to call his spirit back. And the birds and animal spirits stay on the earth. It's only because all animals are in order. It's only man that spirit has to go up, because man is out of order.
I got a precept.
Well, the Apostle Paul, he said they have to receive judgment for what they've done in their body. That's what is that? 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter.
Yeah, we just read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, you read on. Yeah.
Right. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 5. Can a bird fall into a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall the trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Should there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it?
Well, that shows you right there, the Lord does evil.
Yeah, these people don't know the Lord. They don't know the Most High. They don't know the first and the last thing about the Most High.
And they don't know, they don't consider who his men are.
That's right.
We know that his men are down here. So you guys that come up against us, because at one time you said we were the men of the Lord, double honors and all that good stuff, and now you're talking shit. Now, you should consider whether we are the men of the Lord, because we're doing what the men of the Lord did.
That's right.
Hey, somebody real quick, give me Acts 5:38.
I got something real quick, Pastor. This is Hosea 6:5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets.
It's beautiful.
I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth.
On point.
This is Acts 5:38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if
Now check this out. I've been in this thing for over 30 years. Apostle Gabar been in this thing for almost 30 years. You know, so you have guys that been in this thing holding it down for 20 plus years. You know, you new crew been in here going on 11 years. You know, 10, 11 years. And we went every winter we've been out here. Hey, this year we haven't missed one winter. We haven't missed one weekend coming out here in the winter, man. You know? Yep.
I mean, it was brutal, but it wasn't that brutal. Only the
It wasn't
first
that
couple of
bad. You
months.
kind of used to it any damn way, you know?
And we
The
still
month of
feel like we
January.
ain't doing enough.
December was, December was brutal. January we let up. And after that, it's been, minor. It's been,
Oh, somebody give me Romans 12. Start from the first verse. It's like the first 2, 3 verses. Go ahead.
finish that off. It says, I'll start from the top again. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it. Lest ye be happy, ye be found even to fight against the Most High.
So you're not fighting against us. We're doing the will of him that sent us, man.
Hey, the scoffer said 30 years ain't shit.
Okay, well, good. Hey, well, you know what? I'll say this. Hey, let me, I'm say this. I'm gonna say this, man. Yahushua's ministry, how many years was that? Huh?
3?
It was 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So that's why we don't pay these niggas no mind. You
You're
know?
looking for attention, man.
Looking for
You that hard up for attention, man?
Attention whores.
What a loser, man.
and I guarantee you that scoffer have less years than the apostles all have on
Oh, because he
earth.
probably came up under us. He's probably one of them guys, double honors to the elders.
He probably got less years on this earth than Apostle Tahar have in this truth, man. You know?
They get excited.
Yeah.
In the last 11 months, they've been out.
Some of them
probably
like it,
16,
man.
17 times.
The last 11
That's
months.
just hating. 30 years ain't shit. Okay, all right.
That's a
Yeah,
real
all
thing
right.
there, bro.
Yeah. Well, they're dwindling down, man. They're dwindling down. They're gonna really dwindle down when they give them that chip.
That's right. Hey, and they got something called the National Defense Strategy, and you people going to realize now what we was talking about with Revelation 12 and 12, 2nd Ezra, the 68th chapter, the 69th verse, the 13th chapter, no, the 16th chapter on down to 68 to 72.
That's one of my favorite precepts.
Y'all gonna know what we was talking about when it's Jeremiah 30 and 7, because they coming with some shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the
But we
National-
want them to come with that shit.
right.
We want them to come with the chip.
When they
Stop
go-
dragging your goddamn feeties, boy.
Do it, man.
Just
Shit.
do it.
It's called
Bring
the
that
it on.
chip out. Bring out the martial law. Bring out the concentration camps. Bring all that
busy.
shit out, man.
Do your job,
wrong with you?
Gabacho.
Do your job.
I can read a paragraph from it.
Go ahead.
This is from the National Defense Strategy. This is page 3, paragraph 3. It says, the security environment is also affected by rapid technological advancements and the changing of character of war. The drive to develop new technologies is relentless, expanding to more actors with lower barriers of entry and moving at accelerating speed. New technologies include advanced computing, big data, analytics, artificial intelligence, autonomy, robotics, directed energy, hypersonics, and biotechnology. It says the very technologies that ensure we will be able to fight and win the wars of the future. But it mentioned It mentioned analytics. It says artificial intelligence. It says robotics.
Yeah.
The mechanical dogs, they're gonna be running your asses
Yeah,
down,
see,
man.
that shit is wild, man. You seen the videos of them?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it shit look real. The way the dogs, they move just like, you know.
Lord got something in store.
Well,
It
that's
says
ESO. That's ESO for you.
Biometrics.
hypersonic. like they did that trial run over there in Panama with the Panama deception. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Hey, y'all
that
ever
was
see
down
that
there.
documentary,
Yeah,
man?
that's a good
Yeah,
documentary.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, they shot a gun, they turned him into powder. They showed the dude's clothes sitting there.
They melted a car with a family in it. The car was melted, man.
But can I say this though? They also got a machine that eats dead bodies, man. And it goes off the blood of the dead bodies, man.
Yeah.
ESO got a machine. I forgot what they called
They
it, but
fuel it. Yeah, I did a video on that.
I remember seeing that video. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
I can read this real quick. This is Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You know, so they're going to be fierce, man. It tells you in 2nd Ezra 16, they shall be as madmen, spare none. So the Lord, you see how these cops act right now?
Still spoiling and destroying them.
Those that fear the Lord, that's right. And you see how these cops, when you tell them, I can't breathe, or you know.
Yeah, because what they're saying is that they're trained by the Israelis. And the Israelis, the way they're trained is shoot first, ask questions later. When you see something that's a threat, and everything in Israel, I heard it from somebody, is terrorism. Like if somebody pickpocket you, he's a terrorist. Right. Everything that they consider like a criminal act, somebody rob a liquor store or whatever, that's terrorism.
Right.
So everything to them is a terrorism.
Yeah, that's right.
This is 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
That's it.
Hey, these devils, man. The
Revelation
Lord,
12:12.
hey, the Lord got like a spell on these devils to do what they're doing, and it's gonna get worse.
Got them in a trance.
You know, they're not gonna have any emotion.
Good thing you said that, because this one cop recently shot this Jake, and Jake lived, and then the Jake said, "Why'd you shoot me?" And the Edomite said, "I don't know why. I don't know why."
Yeah, somebody was recording that.
Yeah.
He was on the ground, like, why'd you shoot me?
Yeah.
Because he was in the park, because he was taking care of like a mentally handicapped kid.
Yeah.
The kid was, off to the side, and Jake was like, why'd you shoot me? He was like, I don't know.
Yeah, he had the gun. He had the foot going on too.
Yeah. Hey, it's
Part of it is hatred, part of it is fear.
Yep.
You know? And most of these cops, a lot of them are jockheads, but a lot of them are punks.
Yeah.
They used to get their ass whipped and their money took, so they become cops, so they get back, get back at the tough guys,
Yeah.
the bully, so to speak.
But it was this guy. He had bipolar, and they protested for this guy. But yeah, he got killed. But when they found out he was pointing guns at people, it wasn't a gun. It was a pipe.
Yeah, Benjaminite dude that had a Muslim name.
You see, he walking, and you see him come up with somebody like that, pointing at you. Come on, now he caused his own death, man.
Yeah. But he was. They said he was mentally disturbed.
Yeah.
But then they had Edomites. When you listen to like what's this guy? Kubi. Not Kubi. Curtis Seawa. And I'll be listening to them motherfuckers at work. I'll be cracking up. And I got all them Edomites. See, it was his fault. It was his. That's all Esau said. If it's Jake that got shot, no matter what, it was his fault, man. He shouldn't have came in his name. They're some racist motherfuckers, and no matter what Trump does, they're with it because they're dummies. Yeah, but that's Trump. Whatever he does, I'm with it. Well, are you with the destruction of America? Because they don't believe that the pride of this devil, man.
Pride of thine out have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks.
Trump is down with torture. He's all for torture. Waterboarding, sleep deprivation.
Well, he called for the Central Park 5. He called for the death penalty. He put out a full color page ad in the Daily News back in '89. Was it?
89,
yeah.
That was like 7 years ago. And even when they found out that
they were exonerated,
he never
apologized. Never apologized.
He refused to. That show you that.
They never bring that shit up.
Nope.
And he looks like an eagle.
Yeah.
So he represents America, man. He represents Rome. And he was one of them Roman Caesars back there.
Yeah,
Could have been one of, He could have been
Nero Caesar.
He could have been Nero. He could have been
Caligula.
He could have been Caligula. He could have. Yep. He could have been. He could have been Titus. You know.
Yeah.
Vespasian.
And those dudes are grown men today, man. Central Park 5.
Yeah.
All them dudes are grown men.
They all bugged out.
It could have been Claudius.
One of them is like a drug addict or some shit like
Hey,
that.
well, after suffering that, the whole city. I don't know.